Hello guys, welcome back to Yalan app. For today's video, we are going to show you how to use Typeform. So if you're interested, let's start our tutorial. So if you're not aware yet, Typeform is a very great website or tool that you could use to create signs or signups, forms, feedback forms, and anything else that requires any input. Now the great thing about Typeform here is they have a free plan that you could use, but it is actually limited. But first thing that we need to do here is to start creating our account. Now go to the website, which is typeform.com, and from here you'll see an option that says sign up at the top right. So go ahead and click on sign up, and from here you need to either sign up with email, sign up with Google, or sign up with Microsoft. Now in this case, since I want to connect my account, I'm going to use sign up with Google here, and from here it's going to ask me what Google account I want to use. So by the way, if you choose the sign up with the email, you could go ahead and choose that, and you just need to follow the steps for you to create your account. So sometimes they might request you additional details, and in this case, since I'm using my Google account, they might basically pass those steps since I already have my information from my Google account. Now from here, let's go ahead and agree on it and click on the next button there. And from here, let's just wait for it to load up again. From here, it's going to say welcome to Typeform. So let's get you set up. It only takes a moment, and I'll make your time at Typeform even better. So let's go ahead and click on get set up. So for now, it's going to ask what's the main thing you'll be using Typeform for. Like for example, I just want to use this for personal. So what's the main activity you want to do with Typeform? Like for example, I want to say engage, nurture, educate my audience. And what will you use Typeform to create first? Now in this case, they have the quiz form to request demo, another type form for lead generation. So for now, I'm going to click on none of these. And how do you first discover Typeform? You go ahead and choose any method. Like for example, we want to say YouTube or banner advert. And from here, let's just click on let's do this. Now, in this case, when it actually pops up, it's going to give you this option to start from scratch, import questions, or create with AI. Now, the good thing with how Typeform now works is you can basically use AI to create the form for you. So it's just something really cool. But for now, we'll be using the basic one. So for now, let's just click on the X at the top right. So in this case, we first have to familiarize yourself what is this section that we are currently looking for. So first thing is we have the left panel here. So we have our workspaces, which actually contains different forms. Like for example, you could categorize some type of forms. Like for example, you want to use a specific workspace for your studies. Like for example, let's create a new workspace here. Let's just input studies, click on create workspace. And as you can see, we are now have the studies work or our workspace. Now from here, let's go back to my workspace here, and from here we could go ahead and start creating our form. So by the way, you could also use the apps and integrations here, which are additional things that you could add or to basically spice things up in your Typeform account. But in this case, we only want to create a very simple one just to get us started in using Typeform. Now from now, let's go ahead and click on create a new form here. From here, we want to go ahead and click on start from scratch. Now in the start from scratch option here, it will be redirected to another page wherein it will be asked to give it a name. Now for example, we want to say this is food. So this is going to be the name of my form. And what are you creating? So let's say we want to say research and survey here. Click on continue. From here, it's going to say take a moment and get comfortable. So if you want to go ahead and show you the highlights, you can go ahead. But for now, let's go ahead and click on no thanks. Now we have our form here. So this at the left side are the contents that we have. So this is going to be page 1. It's going to be page 2. Now we also have the ending page here, but we'll be going back on that later on. Now here in the center of your screen here, this is what your form is going to look like. So when you click on other pages here, it's going to dynamically change as well. Now at the right side here, this is the settings or the format of our form. So as you can see, when I go to the first page here, you'll be able to change, like for example, the type, the settings required, max characters, images, videos, and a lot more. Now we also have, when we go to the second page here, it's going to change. So depending on the design of your page, the section here would also basically change. Now in this case, say we want to say hello, what's your name, since it's the first thing that we want to change. Now from here, what we need to do next is we need to change the right side here. So first is the question. So in this case, we could make this a required one if we need to. Like for example, we need your name for you to proceed. So let's go ahead and make sure that it is enabled. Also, you can change the type here. Like for example, we want to ask for a phone number, address, contact info, and a lot more. So depending on the type that you'll be choosing here, there are going to be other details that you need to populate here or make sure that you enable. So in this case, let's just stick for short text with what's your name. Now here we also have the layout here. Like for example, for mobile, this is going to be what's going to look like, as you can see right now. But for now, let's go back. And from here, also if you want to switch between your look or between the view for mobile and desktop, at the bottom section here, go ahead and choose desktop or mobile. Now from here, you could also change the brightness, alternate text here as well. Now in this case, when we go to design here, you can go ahead and choose your teams. Like for example, maybe we want to add a new team here. For example, change a few things. Like for example, what is around that corner. And from here, click on save as new team. Also, you can change your system font here if you want. And yeah, so I also have the brand kit here, which is a very specific one. So create brand kits, create and manage brand kits. So, but this is actually a plan is actually required for this one. So if you want to use this one, you need the pro version or the plans that is actually paid. Now, we also have the logic here, which is something really cool. Like for example, if you want a certain interaction when someone answered a specific name, you want a specific page to appear instead of the second page here, you could go ahead and do that. But since we only are doing the basics on this one, let's go back into our question. Now from here, you could go ahead and go to the next tab or next page here. So in here, we could go ahead and choose the type here. Like for example, we want to maybe say a statement here. So in this case, nice to meet you, and hello, what's your name? How is your day going? Now from here, you could also click on this section here. For example, you want to change this one, click on X. But if you want to add or re-add that specific section, you could go ahead and press on Shift and on 2 to add the at symbol here. And you could choose this specific section here, wherein this is the answer from the first section here. Now from here, it's going to say nice to meet you, and depending on their answer or in this page here, there's going to input that specific answer. Now, how is your day going? Now you could go ahead and answer that. By the way, you could also change the question itself. Like for example, nice to meet you. Now leave this page here. You could go ahead and say that if you want to as well. But yeah, if you want to retain this one, you can go ahead and just press on Control Z to undo all your changes, and it should now be back. Now in this case, let's go ahead and re-add this one, and we want to add another new question here. Click on the plus button at the top right here, and from here you could go ahead and choose whatever format. Now for example, we want to ask for the email. Now in this email, so question here will recall information with at. So for example, please enter your email. And from here, we could go ahead and just input entertain it here. Now from here, we could go ahead change your questions or settings here at the right section. Design if you want that as well. Now, if, for example, you could go to gallery here and change a few things. Like for example, you could use the paid one if you want to, or use the color plain blue here as well, the default theme color here, and a lot more. So in this case, let's go ahead and use the paper invite here just to make things a lot more interesting. For example, nice to meet you, or you want to change this maybe to this one. But yeah, it's going to adapt on whatever you are using right now. Now, for now, since we are now good with our designs here and we are now ready to share this, what we need to do is click on the publish at the top right here. It's going to say publish, and from here you'll be able to see a link that you could share this to your friends. Now we also have the embedded option here, like for example the standard full page, pop over, pop up. So if you want to basically integrate this into your website, you can go ahead and use this option here. We also have the connect your app. So send data to your favorite tools without lifting a finger. Work smarter, not harder. Now there are multiple ways for you to use this. Like for example, you want to automate some certain processes, you could use the connect your apps here, but this one is kind of advanced. But for now, if you want to preview your Typeform here, click on the preview. It's going to give you a preview of your form. But yeah, you could go ahead and click on the down arrow here to go to proceed to the next page. Now let's go back. Now here we also have the share option with the same thing. From the word itself, you'll be able to share it to your friends or copy the link itself. We also need to go to results here if you want to view the results from your form here. So in this case, we have the insights, so that includes the big picture, so includes the views, starts, submissions, completion rate, and time to complete. So we also have the option here that says question drop off rate. So find out exactly where you're losing people. But this includes an upgraded plan. So if you want to see these additional features or details, you need to have a plan. You also have the summary here, so if there are any details available, you'll be able to see it here. Now we also have the responses here, so any of the responses that you receive from your forms is where you'll be able to see it. Now in this case, if you're wondering what are the plans for Typeform, we'll click on the plans or view plans at the top right, and currently these are the plans that we are able to use. So currently we are using the free version here, so we are limited to 10 responses and 1 seat and unlimited forms. But if you want to upgrade that to 100 responses, 1 seat, and accept payments and receive uploads, you could go ahead and do that. But yeah, so that's how you use Typeforms the easiest way right now. And that's about it. So hopefully this video was able to help you. Like and subscribe to Yellow App. Thank you for watching.